Hey everybody, welcome back to my second video in making a comic in Krita and how I approached it and sharing some things I did and did not do, for better or worse. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the panels. Real quick, you can see here I did start to flesh out the pages a little bit more with the blue lines, I guess pencils you would call them, and get that final concept down. Obviously this first page is not how it looked in the final product, but it's much farther along. This is an older file. Because I made backups of everything just in case. So this is an older file before it hit its final stage. I still have these scanned in thumbnails in here, and for some reason I was struggling to delete them. I felt like I was losing something if I did, and I really didn't need to keep them there once I fleshed out this a lot more and started changing sometimes what that scan looked like. So I probably should have deleted those immediately because I was starting to, like, in the back of my mind, like, oh, is this really what I wanted to do? Is this really how I wanted to approach it? I was basically being my own worst enemy with that. And then the next thing I wish I would have done differently, I don't know why, I think I was just overwhelmed with like the number of layers and stuff. I didn't approach the panels the way I should have. So I don't even know why this is a paint layer. I don't know what I did. But these should be vector layers. I didn't do the panels right in the way I should have done them. I didn't commit to them, and I think that was throwing me off sometimes. And there's a process in Krita. I opened up the Western template here just so I can show you, because it's just easier, it's already made. So I do have a video on this as well. It's an older video. It's just a template that Krita has, a Western style, so theoretically it's the correct page size. But there's an option to basically make a clone of your layers. So here, if I were to isolate this, these are just boxes that have a white fill with a black border, right? This is gonna be your original vector layer. You can see this got the vector symbol, all that good stuff. And unisolate that, and then that is cloned. So if we go to this one, it's the same thing. And everything in between is your ink, your color, your sketch. So when I go to the sketch layer, I'm just gonna use my mouse because it's easier. It's like I don't have to worry about anything outside the panels. And I stupidly didn't set anything up like that. So as I was working on this, I was getting caught up of, is this gonna be outside the panel? Do I want it outside the panel? And there were times where I had to go back and erase. It just didn't make any sense in terms of like a workflow for me to go back and erase everything outside the panels. It just made no sense. I have no idea why I didn't set my layers up like this, because again, no sense. This is so much easier. Like if I had done this where, I'm actually gonna do this now. Okay, so as you can see, this already looks much cleaner, right? I have this, there's like one panel, and then I can copy and paste that. And here's the next panel. And I don't have to go and worry about anything outside the panel. It's all cleaned up automatically. So I have the original vector layer. Everything I do on this vector layer gets cloned automatically. And then I have my sketch layer in between it with the alpha inheritance on. So it's inheriting the alpha from the vector layer. And then it just is instant cleanup. And I don't know why I didn't utilize this, and that's definitely a mistake I made. And I think that kind of hindered my progress a little bit, because this looks much nicer. If I were to hide this, turn the alpha inheritance off, look how messy that is, right? You can just see that's a lot of cleanup. And then there, it's done. I don't know why I didn't do this. I literally do not understand what was going on in my head that I did not utilize this feature in Krita, because it would not have been too difficult to make a different panel. Like I can move it and it's fine. You know, I may have to go in just my actual drawing layer, but that's not a big deal because obviously if I'm making a change like that, I'm gonna be moving it around anyway. So I really kind of just gave myself a huge disservice by not utilizing that panel structure. And then I think what didn't help either was I didn't put my panels in first, or let me rephrase that. I had my panels in there, but I didn't finalize them with the black border and all that fancy, you know, good stuff until towards the end, and I don't know why. Towards the end of finishing this book though, I did start doing that. I'm like, hey, here's my panels. Now they're set in stone, done. Now I can go finish and clean up and do line art and stuff. But like the first 10 pages or so, I didn't do it. I don't know why. I think I was just so overwhelmed and overthinking it. So if you are making your first comic, don't make that mistake. Utilize the clone feature. Make your life a lot easier when it comes to cleanup, and put those panels in first before you go do final line art. And then I can go and like change the line thickness and stuff like that. I don't know. If I did that in the beginning, I think I would have mentally been feeling more accomplished, I guess, in terms of progress. Yeah, that's that. That's really like the biggest mistake I did when making my comic in Krita, was just not utilizing that feature. Everything else though is just the drawing aspect, and it's just gonna take time. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's a little shorter than the first one, mainly because I don't have to explain as much what the series is about, but that's kind of the one thing I didn't do correctly in Krita, was utilizing the layer functions. The next comics I'm making, I'm definitely gonna be doing that, because any time saver I can get my hands on, I'm gonna do it. Alright, so that's it for this video. If you're interested in learning more how I made my comic in Krita, definitely make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video. I'll be going over more about finalizing the pages and how I cleaned up basically the overall file in Krita, which is merging layers and cleaning them up, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.